Happy Friday, everyone! Woo! We are excited. It is a good day. We have a full show ahead for you. Go ahead, share this out, tag a friend, bring them over. If this is your first time joining, welcome. My name's Ed. I'm your host. This is Ed Talk TV, Conversations Worth Having. It's a business talk show. We talk about business, tech, and the user experience. And we got a lot to cover today. I'm going to go ahead and put in the comments for you to check later, not now, my website, which is checkwithed.com, because that, my friends, is where you're going to want to go after this show. Why, you say? Well, for one, you'll be able to get on my email list, because if you're not on there, then you missed today's email, which was a video message, which you're welcome. That was fun. You also get basically a TV guide of all the episodes from the week before, so then that way you can catch up and you can kind of pick and choose what you want to watch when you want to watch it. Hey, Whitney, welcome. And the cool thing, too, is it's so stinking easy for you to write your reviews over there now. Like, literally, you go to checkwithed.com, and at the very bottom, there's a spot that says, write a review. Yeah, it's cool. So if you wanted to, you can write a review. Now, there is a reviews tab here on the Facebook page if you're watching me. By all means, use that as well. But the one that's on my website now is actually for Google. And what's super cool is you can already read some reviews that are already over there. So definitely take a look at that later. It's super awesome. And then, of course, you got Ed Talk TV and a bunch of other stuff, including, let's not forget, the Hey Ed community, which you guys have been blowing my mind. I mean, just blowing my mind. It's crazy. I'm like, if you can see and feel my energy right now, I'm like literally trying to like hold it back a little bit because it's at least 10 times this. So it's flipping crazy. Welcome, Lindsay. Welcome, Paula. Welcome, Erica. If you guys are new, by the way, make sure to jump into those comments, even if you're watching the replay, because I still see you and I still pay attention to you. I'm still actually talking to someone from yesterday's episode, right before this episode. So keep it up. That's awesome. So be sure to share this out, tag a friend. We're going to jump into random news before we bring on a guest today. We're going to have our guest, Lindsay, who is out in the comments right now. Shout out to Lindsay. What? But before we do that, we're going to do some random news. It is, where do I even start? There's so much I want to tell you guys and go over. So bear with me because I'm just going to be like, boom, boom, boom here. We're going to just run with it. Erica says, I'm so freaking grateful for the Hey Ed community. My goodness, such a valuable resource. Erica, I'm like, you guys don't even know. I mean, I had a hard time sleeping last night because I was so amped up with energy. And hey, Angelica, perfect. I was just saying, I was talking to somebody from still from yesterday, and it was you. I love it. I'm glad you're here live. Yeah, Erica, I had a hard time sleeping, you guys, last night because I was so energized and I wanted to keep hanging out in the community and helping people and talking and just the conversations that we have around business and tech. It's like, it's amazing. And, one of our members, Jennifer, she is like, it's been amazing. Only 7 days in, and you guys, she has been checking things off of her tech to-do list that have been on there for 2 years. And you can read her review over on Google. Like, it's nuts. Comments are coming in. I have to scroll a little bit. So there's that. Thank you, Erica. You guys don't even know how much all of this means to me. Like, the fact that you guys, all of you watching this right now, even on the replay, the fact that you guys even show up to this broadcast, I'm super grateful for, because you're taking time out of your busy schedules to pay attention to what I have to say. You're investing your time with me. Not even dollars at this point, just time. That's huge. And understand that I respect that and I love the crap out of that. And then when you take it to the next level and then you put dollars to that investment, like, it just blows my mind every time. And it just makes me work harder for you. So understand that this is all genuine, and this never gets old, which I love. This is just awesome. It's just crazy. So much fun. Get out. Can you post the review? Oh, yeah. So if you go, sorry, I didn't see you guys. I was like, boom, boom, boom. I didn't even post the website. So checkwithed.com, and if you click on write a review, even if you don't want to write one, that's okay. You can click on it, and it takes you to Google, and you'll get to see those reviews. I posted some in my stories, by the way, I think here on the business page. But if you go to checkwithed.com, click on write a review, it takes you to Google, and then you can see the reviews. You can also write one, but you can see the 2 reviews there that went up last night. Super awesome. And I did post them, Angelica, on the Hey Ed sales page. Yeah, you guys, I'll show you that real quick because yesterday we looked at it real quick to see the whole redesign and whatever. But let me show you real quick because this is all good, fun stuff. So as the page loads here, and we got time. So this we went over yesterday, but check it out. Then I put a couple here. Jennifer had another one on Google that's actually a lot longer, but I couldn't screenshot it and put it on here because it was too many screenshots. So I went with the one from Facebook. But that's pretty cool. So, take a look at that page. Even if you're not interested in the community, still take a look at that page because it's going to help you with whatever page you're working on. Not saying that mine's perfect and that it's flawless. I'm sure you can find some improvements. I already know there's probably some things I want to tweak a little bit, but it gives you an idea of the way things are spaced out, the way the buttons are. All of that is intentional, and trust that it took lots of time. If you are on my email list, you already know because I shared that in the video message this morning. So keep that in mind. Hey, Mickey, welcome. So there's that with the awesome reviews. It's just been blowing my mind. What else did I want to mention about that? We're going to start jumping into random news. You guys, Mickey, you're going to love random news. All of you guys are, but I know Mickey's a huge fan of random news, and there's some good ones. But before we do that, I have to give a huge shout out to Sista, which I'm going to show you my screen. I got to be on the right program. Give me 1 second. Boom. Okay, so I'm going to put the link in the comments for you guys later, so don't worry about it. But I need you guys to take 5 minutes later, if you didn't already do this, because I posted on my personal. Actually, I posted on both Facebook pages. Thanks, Angelica. Yeah, the clean look is like, you guys don't even know. Like, I've been trying to get the clean look and very simple for everything, and it's finally coming together. It takes a lot of time when you're trying to wear 1,000 different hats, So I'm going to go ahead and take this and pop it into the comments for you so you guys can check it out later. Not now, but later. But I want you to it's 5 minutes and 44 seconds. It will be the best 5 minutes and 44 seconds you will spend today, even past what you're spending with me here. Because the thing is Sista is one of our audience members, and she's also a Hey Ed member. And I'm not going to, you can go listen to her story because she says it so beautifully and without the ums. And I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful podcast episode. Her first one, let me tell you, and it's because, and it happened all within like a matter of hours last night. This is where I was all hyped up. Okay, guys. So you know how I always tell you about going live. Like, we need to go live, we need to show up, we need to deliver and engage, and going live is what Facebook wants. So for your business, that's what you should be giving it. And it's great, and it grows you and your business. That's all true. However, there may be some of us who really can't go live for various reasons, including health. And that is something that we have to remember, because it's easy to forget that part. And we have to understand that there is another side to that. And she says it so beautifully. And here's the thing. In Hey Ed, she had mentioned that she can't go live. And I was like, oh, no. I'm not letting you off that easy. No, we're going to work on this. What's your struggle? Because I'm trying to help everyone out. And so she explains it to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I understand. We're going to modify it. Go try this. I would love to see this happen. And within a matter of hours, I get a message later. Here's my first podcast episode. And then, you guys, this is where it comes to play. This is what I want. Okay, this is what I want you guys to understand. You want this for your business. No matter how small or how big your business gets, you want to have this moment when people tell you, thank you for giving me a voice again. That's what she told me. That is like, I mean, doesn't that give you just chills? Thinking of how awesome that is? And that's what I'm talking about. That's what you need. It doesn't matter if you're in my community or someone else's community, or you're buying these courses or you're buying these products or these services. What matters is how you feel. Are you comfortable with them? Are they providing you with resources? Do you know where those tools are? Are you willing to ask and put your foot forward? Are you willing to understand that there are resources? There's always, listen, you guys, there's always something available for a modification. To a certain extent, I will say, the one time, and this is the one time in my 30 plus years of being around, literally the one time that I could not provide a solution for someone was back at Apple. I think I've told some of you guys this. Back at Apple, a lady came in, had nothing to do with Apple, but it was on her iPhone, so it's fine, I'm going to help her. This was the only time I could not give somebody a resource, a solution. After spending 2 hours, mind you, not supposed to do that, but I did, and trying to help her get her into her Gmail account because she forgot her password, and Google doesn't have a team. Google doesn't even have a person that helps with Gmail. Like, if you lock yourself out of Gmail, you're basically screwed. So understand you need to know your password because those security questions are horrible. You're never, hey Aaron, welcome. You're never going to remember those security questions because they're the worst in the world. I haven't checked them lately, but when I did, they're ridiculous. So understand that is the one password you don't want to lose. FYI, get the 1Password app. It's free on your phone and it will save your life. Mickey, if you have an iPhone, you can use your thumbprint so you don't have to always remember the 1Password, but make it easy so that way when you power down your phone, you have to type it in the first time there. So that was the one time after spending 2+ hours with that customer and calling Google. Oh yeah, I called Google. I did internet searches, I did everything, and I called Google. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like how Gmail is the most popular email service around. How do you not have anybody that works there? Like, give me a break. I had to let that customer go home without any resources. That broke my heart. That was the one time that there was nothing else I could do. I exhausted all my resources. It happens. We can't always win, but for the most part, there's always another alternative. There always should be at least a resource that you hand off to somebody, especially if you guys have clients, because if you're not the right fit for them, don't just say, no, we're not going to work. Like, try to refer them to somebody. Send them to a website. Give them a contact, whatever it may be. Like, give them something, because that makes you stand out from the rest, and that shows that you care. So tying it back into Sista and her beautiful, beautiful podcast episode, like, it is just so crazy. Ed called you out, Mickey. Yeah, I did. Because Mickey and I have talked about the password thing. So anyway, go check that out. It's in the links, not now, but later. And it's a beautiful thing when you can help people out, whether it's 1 or 1,000,000, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you show up, you deliver, and you engage the crap out of things. That's what it is. So there it is. Erin says, Ed, even though you weren't able to resolve her problem, I'm sure she appreciated you and all your efforts. Yeah, thanks, Erin. Yeah, it's one of those things that, I went way above and beyond, and I had no problem with that. But internally, it just crushes me when I can't provide something. It just crushes me, you guys. So anyway, there's that. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one for random news, because I do want to keep going because we have a guest today and I want to be respectful of our time. This is ballin'. I'm just going to say it right there. This is awesome. And I don't know, you guys tell me, even if you're watching the replay, you tell me what you think about this, but this is a genius idea. And you just wait till you see the video part. So let me share my screen with you. Welcome Frida Balls, a padded underwear for guys so they can protect their man parts from wrangling toddlers. Now, how many of you parents can understand the beauty in this? You don't have to be a dad to understand that this is a genius product. I was laughing so hard when I saw this. And watch this video, okay? This video, by the way, talks to the pain points. It shows you the pain points. Look at this. Look. How many times does that happen? And then they show real dads actually in the actual motions there. Look, see? And of course, let's hit the ball. Oh, there we go. We're down. Like, understand that this marketing, even if you're not trying to buy this, watch this video, remember it, because it has those marketing aspects that you want for your sales page, for your course videos, all of that stuff. It's talking to all the pain points. When it talks about this waistband right here, it's also saying that it's great for plumbers. Plumbers will love it. Why would you say that randomly? Because of the plumber's crack. How many times have you seen the plumber's crack? So they're talking about all the pain points, whether you're a dad or you're a plumber or whoever, and to protect your legacy. Who doesn't want to protect their legacy? So I don't know. Maybe because I'm a guy, it's just genius. It's just genius. I love that. I think it's cool. And the marketing video is awesome. And Frida balls. It's just hilarious. Aaron says, boys are not made of snakes, snails, and puppy dog tails. They're made of skulls, elbows, and knees. Yeah, so it's super funny. And then there's this one, just to give us one more laugh. I got to make sure that I can mute it's not going to let me mute I don't want to get in trouble from Facebook. I don't want them to block me. So I'm not going to play this video, but I'll put it in the links and I'll just show it to you. I can't play it, but I'll show it to you. So I'm going to put this one in the comments for you later, but I'll describe this. So this little girl graduating from pre-K, she just busts a move as she's going through walking here. She's dancing to Justin Timberlake's I Got a Feeling, and she is just owning her graduation. So take a look at that later for a feel-good episode, few seconds. It will make you, you're just going to be like, oh, get it! You! Yes, you. So good. So anyway, that's in the comments for you guys later. Whew. I'm going to take a sip of water. I want you guys to get ready. If you haven't shared this, you can. Make sure if you haven't commented to comment and say hello, even if you're watching the replay. And we're going to bring on our guest. How about that? By the way, you guys can't really tell because it's a little hard to see. I got this super cool package from my good friend Jerisha Hawk. Shout outs to Jerisha. Love her. Amazing content. Go follow her. And I got this awesome package this is actually a thermos mug thing, for coffee or for cold drinks. It's just water. Super cool. Really liking that. So it's awesome. All right. So let me go ahead and switch over my screen. And I'm going to go ahead and call our guest, Lindsay. Pop this in. Gotta love that song playing. Hello. Oh, hello.
Hi. Ed. Hello, everyone.
Oh, I am so excited. And look at that bright, smiling face. Oh.
Thank you so much.
Could we get any better on a Friday, you guys?
No, it's a great day. It's sunny outside, and my children are out for a little bit while we chat, so I'm like a single person.
I love it. How many of you guys in the comments, even if you're watching the replay, can relate? You're like, oh, I've had those moments. I felt like a single person for maybe 5 seconds, but it was good.
Yeah. It's yay. Yay if you have.
I love it. So go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience so that way people know who you are.
Yes, thank you, Ed. My name is Lindsay Weldon, and I'm a speaking and performance coach and consultant, and I help business leaders and entrepreneurs and their teams give more persuasive presentations so they can advance their ideas, get them out there, and also their careers.
Oh, that sounds awesome. So cool. And so what are we going to talk about today? I'm super excited to have you on the show.
Well, I'm excited to be here because this is a topic that it used to confound me and it just didn't make a lot of sense. But today we are going to talk about my ideas, and I'd love to hear from your audience because I always need more.
Yep.
Tips for working from home when you have young children or even older ones while you're here during the summertime.
That is so good. And how many kids do you have?
I have 3 boys. I have a 2-year-old is the youngest, and then I have a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old.
Okay. So yeah, so busy household, especially with summer.
Yes, and with summer, it's almost out. Next Friday is my out day.
Okay.
So I have another week that I can just, get a little bit more done during the day, but then it becomes a little bit more structured.
Yeah.
Really what's the word? Intentional about working even more.
Yeah. And are the kids going to be summer camps or any kind of like all day things where you can just kind of, hey, see ya?
Not really, because we have here and there's Boy Scout camp for 2 days, but it's like day camp.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly they're here with me because I don't have the budget for daycare, or it's really expensive for a camp. And when you have 3 kids, and then it's like not fair that they get to go and they get to go. And so we try and keep it kind of chill and relaxed. We might throw in a swimming lesson or something, maybe a trip to Seattle, but mostly we're just at home playing in the neighborhood.
Yeah, and how many of you guys, even if you're watching the replay, how many of you can relate to that? Angelica, yeah, she's like so expensive. And Aaron's like, my boys are 2 and almost 5. Jennifer is saying, I love Lindsay, and this is the best topic.
And I love Jennifer. She's a delightful woman and so smart.
Yes, so smart. And Paula says, loving the lipstick, Lindsay.
Thank you. Thank you. When you're on camera, tip for you, side tip, it's good to put on more makeup than you think you need. So in person, this might look crazy on a summer day, but it helps you to pop and not look pale and washed out when you're on camera.
See, this is why you guys tune in, because you never know what tips you're going to be able to take away with.
There you go, Ed. There you go, pointing out genius, just like you do. It takes one to know one. No, I sound all cocky. I'm really not.
No, you are awesome. You are so awesome. So let's jump into some tips then. What kind of tips do we have going on?
Okay, so I have a lot of them. So I'm going to try and go through them at a good pace. I have 15.
Oh, love it. You guys better be ready to write this down and watch the replay if you need to.
And write in questions. I will go back and look at your comments and fill out anything you need to know.
Sweet.
Okay. As a parent staying at home, you have these conflicting things right here. Okay, you're going, I really want to work and I want to make money and I want to serve people. But I have this family, I've given birth to children, and I've committed to them. So the absolute minimum thing I have to do as a mom is make sure that they are fed. It's a bare minimum during the day. So my number one tip, my first tip, get it out of the way, is make a meal plan. I recommend a 2-week meal plan. I do my grocery shopping online, and then I know what's going to be made. My kids, when the ones who can read, can go up to the fridge, look at the meal plan, go, oh, we're having dinner tonight. I don't need to ask mom 100,000 times today. And she feels guilty and angry and goes, just stop asking me.
I like that. And you guys can feel free to make me a meal plan too, because that would make my life a lot easier. We're good.
Yeah, and it's made, and it's something you can share with people. I mean, you can get together with your other business moms, and each of you take a week, take 2 weeks, and you each make a list and a shopping list, and then you switch with each other, and then you don't only have to make one every couple months.
Oh, that is so smart, you guys, because I don't know the whole, mommy situation in terms of mommy groups and all that, but I know that that's a thing. And how many of you guys are a part of one that you could just be like, let's do this and tag team and just go, you know? That's cool.
Yeah. Share your genius. Or even if you don't have people, you can just post it on your Facebook page and say, hey, here's a link to a Google Doc and it has what I'm making if that's helpful to you. So you can just give.
I love that. And you know what, actually, speaking of meal planning, because of the new health lifestyle change I've been doing with the gym and the nutrition part of things, I've been using Trello, free for those who don't know, Trello, and have a board on there that's called Meal Plan, and then I put everything in there. And what's cool is my mom, she's becoming tech savvy, and she's trying to work on this stuff too. And so, you guys, I added her to the board last night, and it was like the best thing, because now I don't have to screenshot, I don't have to text every 5 seconds. Literally, here you go. Check this out. Done. So cool.
You're such a good son. Oh.
Well, I will say the bigger picture too is that this is kind of how I operate, you guys, is I think about, okay, if I'm doing this, most likely somebody is going to want to know how I'm doing this. And so if I invest the time now to kind of lay the foundation, it will be easier later to create a blog post with it, to share it out with other people. Like, no matter what it is, it doesn't have to be the meal plan, but understand, like, that's the type of stuff that you want to think about, is the bigger picture, like hanging out and sharing that with the other moms and being the tech savvy one and being like, hey, oh, listen, I got it on an app. You want me to add you? No problem. That's just going to cost you 2 weeks of doing meal planning.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Ed is a businessman. He can now see the content does not die after 2 weeks. It can live on.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. So we have meal planning, 2-week meal planning. Get your groceries all picked out. Maybe you have to go and do like some more milk or more cheese or something when kids eat that. But 2-week meal plan and you're set. You don't have to think about it for another 2 weeks. And eventually you can just rotate right through this. Okay.
Love that.
Number 2, I want you to stop doing things. This is a mom thing, and maybe it's also a me thing. I procrastinate and I don't plan. Yeah. But as a business person, I have to plan now. I have to get my time used. So I plan out what days I'm going to work. If I'm not going to work all 5 days, if I just want to work 3 days of the week, I plan those days out. And then I make goals on what I want to accomplish, and I break that down into tasks, and I put on deadlines. And then I have a book, and I will write down, or I use my Asana or my Evernote, and I'll write down little mini to-dos, and I'll just, whenever I have a spare second, I can open up and go, okay, that to-do's done, or I only have 5 minutes. What can I do for my list? I can do it right now.
Right.
But it's those deadlines and having something to do that actually moves you forward.
So true. Having a plan is huge, and being able to see what you really want to get done, because our to-do lists are they're always going to be massive, but being able to really say, okay, what do I really need to focus on and what really needs to get done right now?
That's it. That's what you have to do. It's the to-do. It's the planning. And even if you fight it and resist it, just make a tiny list.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to do tomorrow. Do it the night before if you can't think bigger than that. But okay, that's good. Are you ready for number 3?
So ready.
Okay. So I know this isn't maybe what an ideal influencer would say to do, but you know what? I just don't have time to myself. So what I do is I work on and off all day. With young kids, they will not stay away from you.
Right.
You can't say, I just need an hour, sweetheart. They're like, okay, Mom, I'll just go do work. No, they're going to come back. So I have my computer up and I have all these tabs up, and I just am switching tasks all day long between working and then helping kids, working and helping kids. They're settled. I can work longer.
Yeah.
It's just on and off, on and off. And it really has to be seen as a process that
sure.
You're getting much closer by doing something rather than doing nothing and watching Netflix,
right.
Which I love doing. I really do.
Yeah.
So much. Anybody love The Office? Hands up. Love it so much. But watching people work isn't the same thing as working. So
now you guys, that's a tweetable moment right there.
Yeah. So definitely off and on, it's okay. So I give you permission if you're a parent and you can't just sit down and have time to yourself and do the tidy sprint. I work for 45 minutes uninterrupted, then I take a little break, then I go back to sprinting. That doesn't work for parents most of the time, especially if the kids are young.
Yeah.
So it's okay. Just go back and forth. You might not get as much done, but you're making progress. Okay.
Love it.
Number 4. Okay. I'm just so excited about number 4. When your kids are not going to leave you alone, when they're coming back in, and that's totally fine. They're children. They're going to do that. And especially when they're young, they just want to sit on you.
Yep.
And you have a keyboard and you're like, I can't type. And then they start deleting things. I put my work aside that requires the keyboard and I sit them on my lap and we snuggle and we talk and we watch educational things that are educational for me.
Yeah.
Not them. They're
Nice.
educational for me. So I would watch my online trainings, things like courses that I've bought. I might go back to like old Ed TV live broadcasts, rewatch those. I've been doing that. So it's a time to absorb information, and you don't need usually your complete focus on it. You'll catch little things, and you can always go back if it's really good. But
that's huge. Them. Yeah, and I think you touch on a really great point there of being able to. Goes into part of that planning too, right? Because you can plan, okay, I do this, I don't have kids, you guys, but I do this too, where I'm like, okay, I need to watch these, so I keep the tabs open, but then I also kind of wait until I'm in that zone where it's either I just need it to listen to it. Mm-hmm. I don't need to have my full attention on it. I just need to listen to it. And so being able to have those moments where you're like, okay, we're going to leave these tabs or whatever open. We're going to get to those when little Jimmy comes in and wants to hang out for 15, 20 minutes. No problem. And then you actually move the keyboard out the way, and then you guys are working together. So, and plus it makes the kids feel, I'm sure, like they're a grown-up and they get to help mommy or daddy, with their work. So that's super cool. Yeah,
it is. It is. And then they can also, little tip, this is a great time for your child to fall asleep. So, my 2-year-old's no longer taking proper naps. He just falls asleep. So sometimes I'll just put on something boring for him, but it's just like a regular sound that's not up and down like cartoons, and he'll fall asleep on the couch while I'm watching it.
That's so cool. And Jennifer says she's doing that right now. The kid is coloring and she's learning.
Yay! Good job, Jennifer. Good job.
She knows. She's already on it.
Yes, she is. Oh, okay. I have so many, and I should not slow you down. No okay. Worries. Yes. Okay. So I say okay a lot. That's one of my filler words. It's working on it.
I know.
Anyway.
We all are.
So, Ed, you make a lot of videos, yes?
Yeah, a lot.
And when's the best time to make videos?
During those downtime moments.
Yes. And that's true. When's the best lighting for those downtime moments?
Oh. Yeah.
You'd recommend daytime, I suppose. I think I've heard you say that, and that you're right by a window right now.
Exactly.
So there's me doing bad questions to you. But in the daytime, I do film videos. And that means is my kids get to sit down downstairs. I make the older one make sure that they're watching something, that he can stop someone from dying. But I'm in ear range. If someone's screaming, I can help them. And I'm putting on a show that the 2-year-old likes the most. And then, gradually it can kind of descend up to being more boring for the older kids. But while I'm filming, they're watching Netflix, and I'm totally okay with it.
That's cool.
Yes. So I walk away. So parents, you can do that. Make your videos in the daytime. Bribe your children.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next one. I have my list right here. Oh, yes. So, video conference calls. Oh, most people are on different time zone situations. Like, I'm on the Pacific Coast. Yeah. A lot of the people I know are on the East Coast.
Me too.
Yeah. And so when I want to have a phone call when my husband's home to watch the kids, I want to do it at 7. It's 11 o'clock at night for them, and that's just not going to work. Right. So I do have to do video conference calls in the daytime. And so again, this is that wonderful ability to bribe that every parent has. And that's when that comes in. And I try and make mommy time, when mommy has to do things for work, a really exciting time for them.
Sure.
Because they get to watch a show maybe without doing their chores, or they get to have more mommy time afterwards. So don't worry, we're going to do this. We're going to go to the park afterwards. Or
right.
You're going to stay up an extra 15 minutes. Or just you make it fun for them.
Yep.
Find things. I'm trying not to reward them with food so we don't create a problem there. But if you could do that too, I suppose, if you're careful. But rewarding children while you do other stuff.
Okay. Love it.
In-person meetings in my home, I have to do those sometimes too. This is very awkward because the children are running around my house. It feels very unprofessional. So what I do And parents, you can do this. Tell the people if they want to have a meeting with you in the daytime and it's that important to them.
Yeah.
They have to know that there's going to be children running around. They'll
Smart.
be doing stuff, but they could interrupt.
Yeah.
And your time will be reflected. They won't be charged for those little bits of time and the interruption, but they have to realize that that's the case. And if they're okay with that, and usually they are, if they really need you,
Sure.
then you have your meeting and it becomes another exciting bride moment for mom or dad.
Well, and it's good too to set that right expectation up front, so then the people don't coming in and they're like, "Whoa, what is happening here?" Especially if they're not kid people.
Yeah, and something else you can do as well that I do with my husband is, since he lives nearby, since I'm in a small town, he can come home in like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I coordinate with him and I look at what's his schedule like, and I'll have him come home, watch the kids upstairs while I'm on a call or I'm in a meeting.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's that.
That works.
And you have dogs, right?
I do, and actually they're not in the office right now. They decided to stay downstairs, which is actually really awesome because most of the time they're in the office and they do really well, but if the doorbell or somebody comes around, there'll be a barking mess.
Yeah, so I mean, dogs aren't kids, and I get...
Yeah.
And I go, oh, you like your dog. It's just like having a kid, huh? Okay, sweetheart, that's fine. But it's not, because you don't go to jail. They get out of the house and run down the street. Anyway, but you still deal with the same thing that you have to, like, mind the dogs, get the dogs to go along with it. And you can't have, someone's coming to my house, maybe they can't do dogs, and I have to, like, find a way to make that work. So
Yep.
this is something we all deal with.
Oh yeah. No matter who it is, we got to still deal with it.
Yeah. Okay, so another thing that maybe we can work into dogs. Let's see. Oh, you do need to have, as a parent, I think, at least for me, I have to have a stopping point in the day where I go, I have to stop at 4:00. I have to make dinner. I have to stop. And it's really hard sometimes, especially when I'm editing video, because I'm really in a zone and I don't want to forget where I left off, but I have to make it a point to stop.
I agree 100%. You guys, even if you don't have kids, you still need to have that. And it's very hard, which is why I always recommend having office hours. Especially when I first started, like I was very strict about that for myself. And it really does help. And it's a huge thing. And for the video editing thing, the trick that I do for those who are curious is when I'm editing, I use iMovie. And so when I'm editing, if I have to stop for that reason or whatever reason, what I'll do is I'll take one of the transition slides and I'll pop it into where I left off. And then I just make a note in there, start back up here. So of course, depending on how you are editing, that may or may not work. But I find it very helpful because then I can come back and it's like, where did I leave off? Oh, right here. And then I can continue where I need to go. So there's a tip.
That's a great tip. I like that. I'll have to see if I can use that.
Yeah.
I don't use iMovie, but I'm sure I can do that in Premiere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any computer or any editing program, you guys, you should be able to have some kind of filler, transition, something where you can pop in a screen there and it can be a special color or text or whatever. But it's helpful.
Yeah. Well, that's a good tip because you do need to stop. You have to stop at some point. And if you have a family, it's really good to give them your time so that they know you're not going to go on forever and ever and ever. And with little kids, and then husband comes home and he's like, what have you done all day? Have you ignored the children? And you're like, well, they're not just my responsibility, but since I'm home, I guess I need to take care of them. You're right. I'm sorry. But not that he doesn't do that.
Right.
But anyway, I make dinner and then we eat dinner. Usually we try to eat dinner together at the same time and we're all at the table and it gives us a chance to talk and decompress and just spend the evening together before I get back into it.
I love that. That's good. That's really good to do.
Thanks, Ed. Thanks. And as maybe someday you'll have a family.
Yeah.
If that's one of your goals. And it is. Okay. Well, here's another family
there'll be kids
tip.
At some time.
Oh, how many kids?
Well, at some time there'll be kids.
There'll be kids. You don't know.
Yeah, we'll see how well business does, because kids are expensive.
They are expensive.
Yeah.
I would say don't just wait to have a kid because you'll never have enough money.
Yeah,
But
it's true.
But you seem to find the money. Things fall into place. People give you free things all the time. People are like, I'm done having kids. Take the swing, please. I don't want it in my garage. And you're like, oh, this is great.
Yep.
Anyway, you got to know people like me because I'm like trying to get rid of baby things. I'm like, I don't want any more. I don't want any more.
I love that.
Okay. So the next thing you can do, Ed, and any of your audience is have a special night once a week. In addition to like dinner time, once a week, usually Monday nights after dinner, we have family night.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And so we try and do like a family activity. If we also kind of evaluate, my husband and I, how the week has been going. If we've been having problems or conflicts, we might have like a little moral lesson on fighting, a little, example. There was one night that we took our kids, our two oldest boys had just been fighting, and like not physically, but just conflicting a lot. And then they started lying about it. Lying about it. And so my husband got out one of his really long, like, climbing ropes, and he had our son hold it, and he said, now when you lie, it's like, and he's like wrapping him up in this cord and just spinning around, and he's just covered in rope, and he's just like a victim on a railroad track from the 1920s. Anyway, the kids really loved it. They remember the lesson. We got to spend time together, and then we can play Uno or go on a scavenger hunt or on a drive, something.
Uno is like the classic game, you guys. How many, even if you're watching the replay, how many of you guys are an Uno fan? Come on now. Come on. Don't be shy. It's like, and Aaron and a few others are saying, yeah, family night. I think that is huge. Across the board, having that dialogue, whether you have kids or not, too. If you have a partner, you should be having that family night even for each other, because being able to just talk, go over those things that happened, it pulls you away from that screen, right? And you're actually able to connect with each other, hopefully, and be able to enjoy that moment. And it's very hard because we're so attached to our screens. But when you can do that and put it on the schedule, it becomes the thing that you do. And it's going to be you're going to be so much happier. So I highly recommend doing that.
Yeah, and you create a culture where people are looking forward to it rather than rolling their eyes about it. Oh, not this again. Our kids go, don't we get quality family time tonight? And I go, okay, we'll find something to do.
Right.
All right, that's tonight. Okay, Uno. Again, okay, Uno. We love Uno.
I love it.
Yeah. So family night is a great way to make sure that when you're working from home, you don't have to have that as much mom guilt or dad guilt, or just you have more balance, I think, that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Ed, if you will allow me to keep rolling and
of course,
on,
yeah, please.
and keep going. If you want to stop me and say, Lindsay, that's too much.
Yeah, no, we still got time, so you're good.
Awesome. Okay. So after I'm in bed, that's when I go into business beast mode. And I think that's the case for most parents. Is the only time you can really get a lot of focus time, like all in one chunk. So you have to intentionally use that time. You don't want to be up till 1 a.m. every night, and because you'll just be too tired.
Yeah.
So know what you're going to do with that intentional focus time. Okay, beast mode at night, but then stop and get ready for bed and say, hello, partner. Nice to see you.
I love that. Beast mode at night. That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, and then you also kind of mentioned this, and this is one of my tips as well. It's to involve your kids.
Yeah.
So I do that through cameos in my videos. I do it when they see me working. I tell them what I'm doing because, like, they're smart.
Oh, yeah.
And they go, Mommy, you've been on the TV all day. And the TV is where it's like HD. It's just connected to our computer, and I have a giant television as our screen. And they come in and they can see what I'm doing. You're just on the screen all day, and we can't have our tablets. And I go, but I'm working. And they go, oh,
yep. Well,
that's a good reason. So we talk about it, and I will show them what I'm editing, and I'll ask them for their opinions.
Super
and
cool.
I'll go, hey, see, this was the before, and this is the after. And they're like, that's so cool. I was like, here, watch how I do it. And I see how long they're willing to watch it before they get bored. Because then I'll go, but I'll pay you to do this for me in a few years. If you can do this and this excites you, like, you'll have a job. So yeah, involving them in that process to be little entrepreneurs.
That is awesome, because earlier my first thought, you guys probably already guessed it, my first thought when you were talking about the kids and being able to, work and stuff, I was thinking, and film during the day, I was thinking, well, here, Jimmy, here's my iPhone. I need you to hold it this way and press that big red button and keep it steady, or put it on a tripod and just be like, okay, you're the director. You get to hang out there. You make it fun for them, and they love that stuff because they can't get enough technology, you guys. They crave it just like us, even more so. And then when you give them that special task, oh my gosh, please, come on. They love that.
Yes, Ed. Kids love tech. You know all about this.
Yes.
You're a kid at heart, aren't you?
Oh, big time. And I used to work with kids at the after school program. So it's like, I know exactly how they operate.
Yes. Oh, Ed. I love kids too.
Yeah, they're
I've worked
awesome.
with kids as well. So, and I have a couple kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They better be awesome.
I have to say they're awesome, but they actually are.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing, number 12, I do let my friends, I hate doing it, but I let my friends watch my kids. When they're like, hey, Lindsay, you seem really busy. Is there anything I can do to help you? And I go, would you watch my children for an hour or two? Please just take them out of the house. And it's really hard for me to ask for things I could do myself, but I have to. And I can get away with some of the guilt. I'll say, hey, and I can watch your kids another time. But it's like, parents have to let people help them.
Yes.
Just like you are always encouraging people to ask for help for tech. It's just going to slow you down. And I slow myself down when I don't ask for what I need.
It's so true. And all of us entrepreneurs do that same thing. We have a hard time asking for help, and we have a hard time delegating things and letting the experts handle it for X amount of reasons, but we just need to do it. And we feel so much better afterwards.
We do. It's such a relief. Oh, we need a community. We think we can do it on our own, and everyone's judging us, but they're not, and they really don't care. They just want to be helpful.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so we let people help us. That is the next thing. Okay, so 13. I expect my children to entertain themselves most of the time. And I know they're little and young, and I have an 8-year-old. He can do a lot of things on his own. But my 2-year-old, I even expect him to play without me sitting there on the ground playing with him. He's in the room with me. I don't let him play upstairs away from me usually, unless I have the 8-year-old around. But it's okay. They can play by themselves. They can draw. They can make a mess. But here's a tip for you. Okay. Side tip is have a toy box that's like a toy switching box. So you have half their toys, pack them away in the garage.
Yes.
And then when they get sick of their toys and Mom, I'm so bored, I have nothing to play with. And you go, I'll take all of your toys out of your room. And then you give them the other thing of toys. And they're like, I haven't seen this forever. It's my favorite. When before, 6 months ago, they're like, this sucks. I hate this toy.
And that is a genius one, you guys. That works for the dogs. It's the best. So understand that there are certain toys that I don't let them have until I really want them to just be distracted and not fight with each other or try to hassle me. Here you go. And it's like a special reward. So it works for everyone.
So good. I'm so glad that works for your dogs. I don't have a dog. My kids all want a dog. So it's good to know that these tactics will roll over. Roll over like a dog.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, man. We had such a good time.
We do.
And then, when chaos occurs in your home, number 14, change the mindset of everything going on. So what I mean by that is everyone's not getting along, everyone's fighting, you're going bananas because you've been switching tasks all day and nobody's happy. It's turn on some music get everybody up and have everybody start dancing or go outside on a walk. Do
like
something that just changes their brain and the way they're thinking quickly.
And you know what? It's super cool because in my neighborhood, I've been noticing there's one family lately that has been going, like, the whole family, you guys. I mean, there's probably 5 or 6 of them and their dog all keep walking the neighborhood. Every night I see them now. And I'm like, that's super cool because you don't see that. You don't see that. And they're hanging out with each other and just doing the walk. And it's refreshing to see, to be honest.
It's a great time to just talk because there aren't screens and there's nothing else to talk about, and you're already walking with your parents, so you might as well talk to them. So, yeah, it is good exercise, and it does create good healthy habits. And getting your body moving actually changes the chemical makeup of your brain, and it sends out dopamine, and you can have better focus and can put you in a better mood.
Yep.
So.
It's so true. I love how some of the Edsters, for those who are new, the Hey Ed community members call themselves Edsters. So I'm starting to use the terminology now more publicly. And so some of the the Edsters are saying, yes, party, dance party, because we have some crazy gift parties, like in the comments, like nobody's business. So it's hilarious to see them saying that.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Gift parties. I was thinking like gift parties. Like how do you? That sounds really, really special to be able to hand out gifts in comments.
Yeah.
But you mean gifts?
Yep.
Like GIFs. Got it.
Exactly.
Okay. You Edsters.
I know.
Right?
Yep. Edsters. Yep.
Okay. Edsters. They're the besters.
Yes. There you go. There you go, Mickey.
Well, hello, Mickey. Hello. Thanks. I don't know what you did because I'm not looking at the comments, but I'm sure it was very good.
Yeah, sorry, I called her out just to call her out because she's the one of the early founders or the founder of Edsters, the term Edsters, and it just caught on and people love that. So there it is.
That feels so good.
Yeah,
that's good job, Mickey. Way to term something.
Yeah.
That's really good. It feels good. The cool part of me that wants to be cool all the time goes, "Yay, we're winning." Oh, if I were Mickey. Now I'm on the outside. Oh, no.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Okay, last one.
Yes.
Last one. Okay. The last one and the most important one is to give yourself grace, to give yourself permission to have a bad day. I was listening to, The School of Greatness by Lewis Howes yesterday or the day before. Have you
it's so good. I haven't caught up on episodes in a long time, but he's super good.
Yeah, and he has like 600 of them, so how could you?
Yeah.
But he had a recap on leadership.
Okay.
Just like if you go one down. So recap on leadership. And the first person he had 4 people, the first person he had a little clip of talking, her name was Allison Levine. And she's an athlete and she climbs mountains and has climbed Everest. And she was sharing a lesson about how we don't realize how much progress is a process and it doesn't move just one direction. It doesn't always just go forward. It can go backwards. Yeah. And that she applied that to climbing Mount Everest and how you have to go up to base camp and it takes 10 days to get there. Then you hang out there. Then you go up to the second camp and you hang out there. Then you have to go back down to the base camp, hang out there, then go back up to the first camp, and then you hang out there, and you go back down to the base camp. Then you go back up to the first, and then you go to the second, then you go back down to the base camp. But it's like you're always going down to the base camp because you'll die if you go up to the summit immediately.
So good.
She said use that time when it feels like you're not making progress on something to sharpen your skills.
Yes.
If you're, I know as like, I didn't get started really full on with my business. Well, I had a little baby.
Right.
I couldn't. And not every parent has time when their kids are small, or if you don't have somebody by your side, or you're working full time. You just use that time to learn knowledge, to sit there with your cuddly baby and watch Ed talk about things and learn stuff. Try making a website. You don't have to be done next week. You don't have a product. You just figure it out for the next year or two.
Oh, I love that.
It's your time to strengthen your skills, and you're not setting yourself back. You're helping yourself. It just looks different. You go up and down, but you're still making progress. You had to go down to go up. So give yourself grace as a parent working at home when it feels like you're not getting anything done or you're making just such small progress. And then your kids all fight and you lose something and you get mad and you have a bad day and you miss something and you forget about a call. It's okay. You're going to learn from it. Failure is your tutor.
Yes.
And yeah, so those are my 15 tips for working from home with young children, even if you can't pay for daycare. And it took a long time.
I love that. That was beautiful, especially that closing part, because you guys, whether you have kids or not, that is for all of us. We have to understand. We have to give ourselves grace. And I love that you talked about failure, because my trainer actually told me that too, where I have to get to failure for my personal training, by the way, guys. She was talking about you have to get to failure in order to see gains. And, that word is always such a negative thing everywhere. And so I don't really use that. I use opportunity. I switch it with opportunity. But in this conversation and in that conversation as well, I was like, oh, I actually like the word failure. Like, yes, we want to get to failure because that's what gets us to the next level.
Yes. It is a positive thing. And if we don't do things that we might fail at, well, then we're stuck being the old self. We'll never get to the new self. You'll never get the body that you want if you never do the push-ups to have the body you want. Yeah. So,
and I'm telling you guys, I am doing a lot of push-ups and a lot of other things that I have never done in my life, and it is amazing. It's crazy.
Well, it's really hard. I think it's just so empowering when you actually start to, you can hear about it, you can talk about it, but when you actually do the work, and you, whether it be like going to the gym or working on your business, and you don't just think about it in your head and talk about, oh, I'm going to be so great and this is my idea, and you do it and you put in the hard work, you go, oh, I have all these results. I have all this confidence. You're right. When I do things that scare me, things will work out. And even if they don't, I know how to figure it out.
Yep.
I trust that I can figure it out. So
I love that. Thank you so much, Lindsay, for hanging out with us. And be sure to let people know in the comments, drop any of your links that you want to direct people to. And this has been awesome. I'm so glad that you came on the show.
Thank you, Ed. I'm so glad I could come. We should do this again sometime. I have so many things I can talk about.
Oh, yeah. And that's the beauty of the show, is being able to have guests come on and share their knowledge like you did, and to be able to help everyone. It's awesome.
Yeah. And I would encourage everybody, put your tips down there so I can gain them, and I will just suck them up and put them in my toolkit.
Yeah, that's a great thing. Even if you guys are watching the replay, be sure to drop some tips in the comments, because the replay, I mean, just because the broadcast ends here shortly, doesn't mean that the conversation ends. That's just getting started. So make sure to do that.
No, it does not end. No, I continue living.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Lindsay, for hanging out with us. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Have a great day, everyone.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. So how cool is that? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I love about Ed Talk TV. It's all about the conversations worth having. You guys are doing an awesome job in the comments, and even if you're watching the replay, thank you so much. It's that stuff that's just, it's so powerful, and especially on a Friday. I mean, now, how many of you are energized and ready to take on the weekend? And, if you need to, watch the replay. And you can do that here. You can be on the email list, and I'll send it in next week's episode. Episode guide. It's in my newsletter. But if you're not on the newsletter, get on that. Checkwithed.com has everything you need. But make sure to rewatch it and listen to certain parts. Make notes on what time frames that you want to stop at. Like the ending here, I'm already going to tell you, I need to go edit that and pop that somewhere on social, because that's huge. And so you have to remember that you do have to give yourself that grace, and don't get too far down. You know what I mean? It's very, very hard being a parent, being an entrepreneur, just being you can be very hard because of X, Y, Z. And that's why it's important that you surround yourself with the right people, the right tools, the right resources, and the right communities in order to be able to help bring you up when you need it. And then you being able to help bring others up. So that's why I also showed at the beginning of this broadcast, for those just tuning in late, is go in the comments, go look at the podcast from Sista, and listen to that 5 minutes and 44 seconds. It will blow your mind. I'm not kidding. It will blow your mind. Whether you're doing live streaming or not, it's so worth listening to that and being able to give yourself your voice back and to be able to share your knowledge with people. So get out there, do the work, show up, deliver, and engage. And I'm going to leave you guys with this, all right? Have a great weekend. Take care, guys. What is the Hey Ed community? I'll let them tell you.
I'm drawn to this community, Erica, because listen, I'm going to make sure as a business person, I know you are as well, serious business women, we're going to make sure that we're getting the content knowledge we need from the Hey Ed community. But I also want to laugh. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy my workday. And I know I'll get that balance in the Hey Ed community. I know he'll tolerate our tangents.
And I think that's the perfect way to have a really good engaged community. It's a perfect balance of business and fun.